Hello, welcome. This is Nils from 𝗤𝗏𝗃 course. Thanks for joining me today. I would like to share with you a short video where I show you the difference between Autoline plugin version 1, version 2. And while I'm doing some rework on a track that I would like to release in the near future, I think I can give you a good example of how the plugin works and what's so awesome about the version 2. Now, what does that kind of plugin? It is a plugin that is designed for automatic microphone alignment and phase correction. So if you have a source with different microphones like a drum kit, this plugin can help to adjust the timing of the audio signals from different microphones to align the phase and enhance the overall sound. And I would like to show you this. On this example, we have here a drum kit, and this is created from a virtual drum plugin. This was 𝗪𝗵𝗪 drums version 3 from Toontrack. And I would like to play some bars so you can listen to the rough tracks that are exported from 𝗪𝗵𝗪 drummer. So before we go into the version 2 of Autoline, I would like to show you version 1 if maybe you don't know that or you had that or used that, so you get a better understanding what's different from these two guys. So Autoline version 1 was a single plugin that you had to put on a track, and to get that work on a drum kit, you have to bring that on all the single tracks and so on. I just want to show you how that works so we don't have to put that on all track, but let's do that on these. So you have to decide which kind of track is the sender and which one should receive the signal to do the processing. So in this example, we use the snare and set the snare as the sender. And then we use here the overheads and say this the receiver. So the signal comes from the snare, and the plugin will check what is going on the overheads and do some of the correction with samples or the polarity and check the phase. And so let's do this just for an example how this thing works. You have to say on that track, make it active so it listen, and then play some bars. So now the plugin do the processing and creates minus 63 samples to that particular track. And you have to make sure that you have here all the setting right with the noise floors, the input, the sidechain, and do that for all single track on its own. And you always have to decide, is this should be the sender, should it be the receiver? And this could take much time to get it right. And even you can do also the wrong thing and ended up with a worse signal. So with Autoline 2, all is simpler. Let's go here into that window, and with Autoline 2 in Pro Tools, we can use the ARA protocol to bring that inside that plugin. So the first time we open it up, we have to make the processing so that all the files get loaded through ARA into the plugin. And for that, we click Align. While it goes into plugin, let's talk about this. We see here that we have now an ungrouped with alignment. All the tracks get in one group. We have different modes. Here is the time set. We can choose samples or milliseconds. I like to have milliseconds. And you also get the visual feedback of the spectral optimization, the phase alignment. So now the first one, the first processing is ready. We have now group 1. All of the tracks are inside that group. And the first processing shows us what happens to the single tracks. The snare get pulled more in front, so minus 0.27 milliseconds, very, very short. I probably didn't notice that to the kick. But all in all, we see here is something happen. Now let's play that at first without again, so I can deactivate it, because we will see there is a little issue inside Pro Tools. So this is more a visual aspect or a GUI issue with a plugin. On my system, maybe it is on yours as well, maybe not. But if you have that issue, just check here correlation. We don't need to see the waveform, and then this issue is gone, as you can see. The playhead follows now correctly, and we can see that better. So at first, we have here the version where the kick drum is set as the performance time track. Let's hear what's going on when we activate it, what it does to the sound. And for this, we stay here in that part. Okay, we can clearly hear that the kick drum and the snare gets more body, feels a bit more in front, more tight. This is the reason because we have here different phase, or the polarity is checked with the spectral phase correction is applied, and the overheads get pulled a bit near to the kick and the snare drum. We have here minus 4.4 milliseconds. Also the room gets, so it all feels a bit tighter and get a bit more body. Let's check that again on a different part. So we have that here. First without, and then I bring that in. And I think I feel that it is better. I find it better in that version. So, but you can try if you get a different kind of sound by create another time where you set the snare as example as the performance time track. So let's copy that to set B, paste that in, and right click, says performance time track, and now you see it changed a bit, not so much, so it probably won't sound much different, but let's hear to that. At first we go from A and then to B. A bit changed on the kick drum. It has a bit even more body than before, and I think it gets even clearer if we use C as the clean version. There's no processing on. Let's do that, and I change between these three guys. We start with the clean one. Yeah, I think we can hear a very clear difference between the inactive one and the processed one. So let's try another example where we use the overheads as the performance time track. For that, we copy again, bring that into C, and here we use the overheads from the dynamic microphones at the time. Now you can see that here is something here changed more, and let's listen to that. And I go to D at first. D is the clean one, and then we go to C, and yeah, again with A and B. And with this plugin, you can shape the sound even further. Let's copy A to D, and we only listen to the kick, the snare, overheads, and one room. Let's listen how that sound without. So you can now change manually with the minus and the plus sign, the time alignment on single tracks. Let's do that on the snare and just listen what happens to the snare sound. So there's a tiny bit of change in the frequency range, and that adds a bit more body or brings a bit more punch in, and so on. You can use that aware and go inside every single track to try to shape it more. But I like the automatic setting, what it does to the sound, and if I don't like the set, what's coming out from the first alignment process, I just change the performance time track and see what's going on. And at the first, it gets even better. Most of the time, it's better than the track without processing. So for my example, I will use version B for that track and start with that on the mixing side. So most of the time, I don't let that here. I make a copy, duplicate that, and then I render that. So I say none and commit, and it gets rendered to the tracks. And now I have the optimized tracks for the session ready to mix them. So I hope that helps you. Maybe you decide to get version 2 from Autoline. It enhanced my workflow. It makes it very easy, very fast to check the phase, check the time alignment on different microphone set. So try that, use it, and hopefully you get a better sound as well. Thanks for your time. I hope I see you in the next video, and have a good day. Bye bye.